This is what it's like to live inside an AuDHD brain. If you're AuDHD or have ADHD or autism, you can probably relate to a lot of this. If you are trying to learn more, then you will get a lot of understanding of what it's like for a person with AuDHD. First is waking up in the morning. I need to be quiet for at least 15 minutes. I don't want to speak to anyone when I've first woken up. It's that transition from being asleep into being awake, and I just need to be quiet. In this time, I'm trying to do less of this, but sometimes I will scroll on my phone, which I am really trying to do less of. So another thing I do is I will play solitaire on my phone. That kind of helps to focus my brain and like almost wakes my brain up. So I do like playing solitaire in the morning. It kind of gives me a little bit of a quicker wake up. The transition out of bed can often be a struggle for a lot of us, and for me personally it depends on if I've planned what I need to do in the day. For example, on the occasions when if I'm in more of an autistic mode the night before, then I may make a list of the things I need to do the next day. When I've done that and I wake up in the morning, I know in my brain I've got a list, I need to do these things, and I find it easier to get out of bed and to get the day going. If I haven't made that list, which happens very often, I am more likely to procrastinate the next morning because I feel overwhelmed by the things that I need to do. And it just makes me procrastinate more. Here's my brain in the morning. Right, I need to walk to the bathroom. I need to switch the shower on. I need to get in the shower. I kind of break everything down into really small steps. Instead of just thinking, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to get a shower, it breaks down into every little small step, which can be exhausting. Once I'm in the shower, I've got no problem getting into the shower. Once I'm in the shower, I've washed myself. I also think what I'm grateful for when I'm in the shower. So that's a habit that I've tied to showering. So I will go through the things that I'm grateful for. But if I'm being honest, it's quite often, it feels like a bit of a compulsion. I feel like I have to say specific things, and if I don't say them, then it's like I'm not grateful for them. I am trying to stop the kind of compulsive gratitude, because I know it doesn't, if I'm doing it compulsively, it's not genuine gratitude, whereas I am genuinely grateful for things. So I'm trying to gradually ease myself out of that process, which is really difficult. After I've finished doing my gratitude, that is when I start overthinking. So I might be replaying conversations in my head. This is still in the shower, by the way. I will script conversations for if I think I might bump into this person today, what they might talk about this, I will reply like this. It's exhausting. I don't want to do that, but that's the way my brain works. And sometimes I get into arguments in my head, and it's really frustrating, and it doesn't end up happening, but that's what happens in the shower. Let me know in the comments if you do this too, because I've heard it's quite a common neurodivergent thing. So yeah, I struggle with the transition of getting out of the shower. I'm fine getting in it. I actually love being in water, but it's the getting out, because I'm overthinking, and I find it hard to stop that process and then get out the shower. And when I get out the shower, my brain goes back to, instead of like, let's just get out, get dry, get dressed. It's like, right, I need to get out, I need to get dry, I need to do my skincare, I need to put my moisturiser on, I need to get dressed, I need to do my makeup, I need to do my hair. And while that might sound practical to some people, it's exhausting. It's not just, I can't ever think, let's just get ready, let's just get a shower. Everything is broken down into a tiny little step, which makes it seem more overwhelming. And once I'm ready, I'll come downstairs, and every morning I start off by having I'll drink hot water or peppermint tea, and that's just because it hydrates me, it gets my digestion going. It's kind of part of my little routine. After that, I will take supplements that I take certain supplements on certain days, so then I have to do that. It feels really uncomfortable. Like, I think of each supplement as a step. I don't think, right, let's take me supplements. I think, right, I need to take like vitamin D and K2 first. I need to take this. I need to take me B12. And I do it in those small step by step, which again feels exhausting. After that, I will make my breakfast, but it's not just a case of let's make me breakfast. I make the same protein shake pretty much every day. And it's not just a case of let's make the protein shake. It's like, right, I need to pour the almond milk in. I need to put this in. I need to put the banana in. And everything, again, step by step, it makes my brain feel overwhelmed. And it makes it feel like such a bigger task than it actually is. I just need to add as well, if I don't do my shower routine as soon as I wake up, and say, for example, if I come down in my pyjamas, like if it was like on a Sunday or something and I come down in my pyjamas, I find that whole process of getting ready much more overwhelming if I don't do it straight away. Like the thought of like coming down and having my breakfast and everything first, while yeah, I do that, especially on a Sunday, it feels like so much more overwhelming to then go upstairs and then get a shower and do all those things than if I did it straight away. So basically my brain does this all day, every day, and goes through everything step by step in tiny little pieces, and it makes everything feel overwhelming. The only time I can focus really well when I'm at work, because I have pretty much 2 or 3 specific tasks that I do, and not just 2 or 3 things a day, but like, for example, one task might have, for example, I deal with referrals, so I might have loads of referrals to do, but once I'm in the zone, I can just do it like a machine, and I'm really efficient at doing it. And I find it much easier to focus at work because I'm not thinking about all the other things I have to do. So my brain works slightly differently when I'm at work. If I find out about something sad or difficult through the day, like there's a lot of that going on at the moment. And to be honest, as a deeply empathic person, I've experienced this my whole life. But if that's the case, that's in my head and I can't stop thinking about it. I will overthink that situation or just think it, because sometimes it is a major situation, like whether it's something going on at the other side of the world or whatever. I can't stop thinking about it, and people will say, well, why don't you just stop thinking about it? It's not, if I could do that, I would, but it's like my brain has to process it over and over and over again, and I find it really difficult to not overthink things that are going on in the world. It's like that being sensitive to injustice really kicks in. So this is just kind of a small example of what it's like having an AuDHD brain, and maybe this would be helpful if you have a family member who's neurotypical that doesn't understand and you can relate to this. This might be helpful to send to them. It feels exhausting. It absolutely feels exhausting, and I'd love to know, do you experience things in a similar way to how I experience things? Or if you'd like to explain in the comments, how do you experience it differently? It just feels like a brain that never stops, never ever stops, and everything is so specific and so constantly broken down into smaller pieces that it makes life feel very overwhelming. And have you found anything that helps? Have you found anything that helps to calm your brain? Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe and check out my other videos. Bye.